The fuck? Yeah, I lied. Well, go
Yeah,
on.
so he turns up late and he cusses everyone out. But yeah, okay, cool.
Whoa! I don't like this fucking negativity. Sorry about this, Chris. I don't know.
No worries,
They're
man.
not usually like this. They're kind of they're a bit excited. Why is everyone wearing their sports team top?
Obviously, my niece playing tonight, so I had to represent.
Bro, dickheads, bro.
You're an Arsenal fan, man. You should be
No,
wearing some.
I'm not, mate. Definitely not. Definitely not.
No, season's done anyway. It's
Yeah,
fine.
fuck the season.
Well, Chris, do you support a team then?
My Spurs boy still.
Okay. Anyway,
Oh,
that's me,
okay.
boys. It's been great.
Yeah, shout out.
Like, share, subscribe. What the fuck? Why would you do that to yourself?
I had no choice. My dad's die hard.
Even
He
my
tried to come
dad's a
having
Spurs
Arsenal
fan
top
as
one
well.
time, and he was having none of it.
Brav, I don't know how you're doing that, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. Spurs, you know. Fuck. How you finding this season going for you, bro? All good. We still ain't won shit. It's P.
It's what it is.
It's P.
That was just finding his rhythm, innit?
Still higher than us though. Still higher than us on the table. So you know.
Yeah, but bro, you're meant to be on my side. You're like, all good.
Nah, you know what? Honestly, it's
That's the thing with Arsenal fans, though. You man are fragmented.
Shut up, bro. How many times you been to Man U, bro? How many times you been to Manchester?
Fam, I was in Manchester end of 2019.
Is it? And
that's where I got this T-shirt from.
Is it? So you were born in Manchester, born and raised, yeah?
Fam, I got this T-shirt from Old
No.
Trafford.
Answer my question, big man. Answer my question.
Yeah, I was born in Manchester.
Is it H&M, man? There, I see you shining.
H&M, man.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. Sorry, I've come in on badness. I'll calm down. Sorry.
So where's the apology before we continue?
I would like to make a formal apology to Denzel Bell. That is for accusing him of not getting us tracksuits, and he got us tracksuits, as you can see, Art Collection tracksuits. So I'd like to apologise to Denzel for the abuse I gave to him last week.
Exactly, disgusting.
Yeah.
But, you know, on that topic, Chris, we got teas like online, so we'll definitely try to boss you as well.
Oh, bless, bro.
ACT as
Yeah,
well.
that'd be good.
Yeah, for the drip. But yeah, now we might as well. Are we recording?
Yeah, we recorded all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, mad.
So why would I apologise if we weren't recording? Common sense.
You never know.
Sense.
You try to trick me in it, bro. Like try to slide out of it. But
shut up.
Yeah, now we'll get started in it. Like I guess wanted to kind of start from the beginning. Obviously introduce Chris, who's like one of the founders of Strawberries and Cream, also a model, DJ, and just doing big things.
Everything in it. Fucking hell.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
But yeah, no, say for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. But yeah, just wanted to start and ask like for you to kind of talk about like how you founded it with Prey Cooks as well, like the festival.
Yeah, man. So I met Priya while we were studying at Cambridge Uni. So Priya was a year above me, and I got there and I looked around, and there wasn't much going on that I was accustomed to in London. It's very like the club nights were kind of like Whitney Houston, Britney Spears, very ABBA, cheesy,
dead vibes,
proper dead vibes. And I was like, I took a gap here in it, so I've been around a lot, like the London scene, and gone out and whatever. So yeah, I got there, and this is dry. Priya was doing club promoting for a brand called Cream, and Will, who also founded the festival with us, was like, oh, this guy seems cool, you should get him involved. And Priya was like, nah. And because me and him, for some reason, we didn't get on for the first 2 weeks. I don't know if he thought I was stealing all his girls or whatever, but he didn't get on. But anyway,
man was swiping the girl
though. But then like he wore it down here. We ended up getting on like a house on fire. And from that club night, it was really successful. At the time, we were kind of selling out all the time, and then we thought, let's do an end of year party, just because it was kind of like after exams were done. That's what everyone did in Cambridge. They did like all these big May balls, and everyone would dress in like black tie and suits and like drink champagne and like all proper posh, well-to-do sort of stuff. And we were like, this ain't really me either. Let's do something a bit different. And yeah, that's how Strawberries and Cream was born. So since then, we've gone on to book a lot of artists kind of on their come up, really, like on like a lot of their first festival booking. So we were like Skepta in 2014, and people like Haas and D Block Europe and AJ Tracy, H, and all these sort of guys kind of before they've hit the big time, because we couldn't afford to pay them in the big time, so we just had to kind of be on our job, catch them early, and we've ridden that wave, and now we're looking forward to 2021 after a year off, and, yeah, looking to do 20,000 people across the weekend. So
jeez,
no, that'll be dope. Yeah, and kind of on that topic, I wanted to ask you, like, how do you, like, from the start, like, how do you go about picking acts? Is it like clout? Is it quality
like,
of
is
music?
it clout, you know?
is it clout?
There's no respect.
Clout is king in 2020.
Clout is actually king in 2020. Now we've always tried to, like, my business partner Priya is an A&R at Columbia Records, so he's always had his ear to the scene, and we've always been actually like before Corona, obviously we've been active and going to gigs a lot of the time for new artists and just seeing what the talent is like, and what I'm always wanting to watch people perform, because I think it's all well and good like having a banger and having like numbers online, but if you can't engage with the crowd and perform like that, then it doesn't translate, especially at a festival, and like people kind of, the performance is everything. So we always were just out and about looking for new talent, connecting with people, and kind of we were just active and like trying to meet and make our own relationships in this thing, like rather than just book who the agents told us to. So it was all very like an organic thing when we was back then, when we could actually go out and go to gigs. Obviously this year has been very different. And yeah, we've been clout chasing. Now I'm joking. We just see the numbers online.
Well, quick question though. Did you ever find like you got pressure from, like, I don't know, agents to say, book this artist, you have to book this artist? Like, if you got that pressure, how did you even deal with that? Because I don't know what I'll do in that situation. I might just book the artist.
Yeah, I remember having a few meetings with agents, and they kind of got, I feel like they've got focus artists that they got to try and push, or like artists that aren't getting as much stuff. And because we were like at the time like young in this space, it was like, oh, you should really book this. I can do a great deal on you and on them, and like, yeah, you should book this. And oh, we won't let you book this artist unless you book this artist. And
swear.
like, not
like that, but like
words, but like
yeah,
that was kind of the vibe we were getting. And I think we've had to just hold strong with what we believed in. And sometimes you got to play the game, and sometimes you book artists because there's a whole load of people on the roster that, and it all makes sense. But I think we've been pretty good at holding our own, I think.
Did you ever book an artist that you didn't rate but you had to book? And if so, who is it?
If so, who is it?
It was Skepta. Joking, I don't do that.
Skepta, I imagine. To be honest, I haven't booked anyone that I haven't rated like that. So yeah,
cool. Political answer. Well done.
But how are you finding, obviously with COVID, it's kind of, you know, especially last year, it just completely like wiped the festival scene and everything last summer. I mean, how has it, you know, affected you with Strawberries and Cream?
It was really tough, I'm not gonna lie. So off the back of 2019, we had a good event, but it was the hardest thing I've ever done. It rained for 10 days solid beforehand, and we never had to like deal with rain before. It's always been like hot and sunny, but putting the festival site together in rain was a myth. And I was like, off the back of that, I was like, you know what, I'm kind of done with this. And then we started talking to, there was interest from like a couple of the big people, like basically a lot of the festival industry is owned by Live Nation or AEG, and they own a load of different brands. We were approached by those, and then we spoke to Sony, because obviously Priya was working at Sony, and we were in discussions with them about kind of coming on as a partner. And I was like, okay, cool. There's a future in this. This can like open up a load of doors. It might take the pressure off a little bit. So we were about to do a deal with Sony Music, had the deal on the table, and then lockdown happened. So we couldn't get into the office to sign the contract. So we were like,
oh wow,
whoa, like what are we doing? Like this multinational company is never gonna buy a live event now, with the whole of the industry just up in arms basically. So we were like, we had to go on furlough. Like we literally sat around being like, what is next? But we persisted with it, and in about, I think, July times, we kind of renegotiated the deal and signed. So like we're back, but without that, we'd have struggled, because like our hearts had, we'd taken it to a stage where it had become such a big event, where it was very becoming very difficult to manage with just a small amount of us. Like we got to 10,000 people. There was all these unforeseen like things happening when you get to that many people, like more legal restrictions, obviously, more pressure because so many people, like whatever. So I think, yeah, the Sony deal really helped us in carrying on. And now I'm seeing it as just the biggest opportunity ever. So we still have got like complete control in terms of like who we book and the kind of direction and stuff. But we can do stuff outside of it and like talk to bigger brands, and the doors open to like more conversation. So it's really exciting for me off the back of a really tough year to take this thing forward.
I mean, do you see? I mean, obviously, like within Art Collection, obviously we've done our events and everything, and you know, I've obviously personally travelled for gigs, and Jai's travelled for gigs as well. Do you see like the industry just going back to normal, or do you think that it's going to be this very slow process? Because I mean, obviously everyone has their own interpretation of how things are going to go, but obviously like the way the government's kind of handled things as being sort of questionable, and you know, it's kind of like, can we expect everyone's just going to be going back out again in June, or do you think it's going to be this very slow process of like eventually you're going to have big crowds at festivals, big crowds at venues?
I think it's very optimistic of us to believe that on the 21st of June, like it's all going to be allowed again. Like going from obviously like only having 6 people inside to going to like having 80,000 at Reading or Leeds, like outside. It's a lot, but I mean, the systems are in place for that to be able to happen. Like if everyone's vaccinated, then what we kind of waiting for? Do you know what I mean? And if like the testing system is good enough, then we kind of can control COVID in a way that, yeah, we should be allowed back out into the numbers. And that's why I'm confident that like festival season is going ahead as like post July sort of thing. So yeah, and also like from a selfish point of view, Strawberries and Cream is only 15,000 a day max. It's not like 80,000 or
Yeah.
Glastonbury would be like 140,000. So I do think we can get away with that. On the other hand, I don't think that the normal that we knew before is a myth, because it's crippled so many people and so many businesses, and so many people have kind of like had to leave the industry to go and do other things to like to like feed themselves. Venues have closed, bars have shut. So like, I mean, in Cambridge, there was 5 nightclubs there, and I think 4 of them have shut. So like shut forever. So nightlife as we knew it is going to be very different. But I mean, we're just going to have to ride it as it comes in it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
cool.
I think Dad was asking if you're
are you taking the vaccine?
Am I taking the vaccine?
Yeah. Or is that political?
I mean,
if it means we've got a rave again.
Huh?
If it means we've got a rave again.
If it means we've got a rave again, I'll take the vaccine, yeah. And if also means I've got to travel again, I'm taking the vaccine too.
Yeah, true.
Like this my dad got it today, actually.
Okay. He's still walking, he's still good?
Yeah, he's all right. He's got his little vaccine.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
But no, I've had vaccines before. I think the vaccine thing, yeah, from my personal standpoint on it, is like, yeah, they usually take a long time, but this is the whole might of the Western world, whose politicians, kids are dying and parents are dying because of this. Like they're putting their resources into this properly. Like that's why it's been able to turn around. It's not like they're trying to cure yellow fever in like Nigeria or the Congo, where they actually really don't care too much. Do you know what I mean? That's why it takes so long. So I think
but have you ever had like I don't know, I'm trying to think of the best way of kind of asking it. So is there been like any kind of talk of people having to have the vaccine to go to festivals, or like a COVID passport? There's been like talks of that in the industry at all?
There was talks around it. I think Ticketmaster put out a thing like everyone that goes to their events has to have a COVID passport, right? Or a vaccine.
Yeah.
Something like that. I looked into the details and that wasn't actually the case, but I think it was like every promoter's got discretion. So like for me, I mean, I can't really speak on it too much because I actually don't know what the government's policy on it is at the moment. But like, I mean, I would try and stay away from having to be vaccinated before you can enter a venue. I don't
that's like some dictatorship stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's a bit wild,
up to you.
But yeah, I can see why, like, for example, like a lot of them, like international artists, if they've got a vaccine, there's probably less likely to have to quarantine. I mean, it's more likely for them to want to come in and play. But yeah, it's all very far in the future, even though it's only 6 months away. Like, you've seen how quickly this whole space can change, in it, with one announcement. So I try not to I don't try not to predict, just to like do stuff that mitigates any risk in it.
Best you
Because
can, anyway.
even like, because we actually spoke like this time last year, and that was like just before the lockdown. So
I was
like,
confident, boy.
yeah,
I was
I
like,
know,
yeah.
yeah,
Boy.
you did sound confident,
Yeah.
and then literally a couple of days later, they announced lockdown, and like everything just went upside down.
Yeah, no, it was peak.
To be fair, I feel like so many of us were like, in the first lockdown, I thought it was going to be like, what, a few weeks and that would be it. And we're going to be out. And then
Bro, I thought
literally,
a couple of months, if that.
yeah, because the thing is, I remember my work were like, oh, yeah, it's going to be a few weeks. We'll be back into the office soon. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, we'll all be back to normal. Nah, a year later.
Today, been back to the office. I think I still got a jacket in the office.
Man, too.
Yeah.
No, it's peak. It's peak. But it's just, I think we're getting to the end of it. So hopefully, like, stuff opens up. But they got to do it the right way. If not, we'll just be back to square one. And
there's
like,
no rush as well, man. Like,
no rush.
There isn't any rush. Let's just get through it properly.
Big
So
because I need to get out. I need carnival. I need festivals. I need it. I'm having withdrawal symptoms. I'm trying my best.
Trust me, I'm almost a bit anxious to do it all. I've been so unused to like social contact.
We're gonna have to strain
like,
ourselves again.
It's true.
How do I act in a crowd? And
because think about it, a lot of people weren't washing their hands before lockdown. You know, they weren't washing their hands.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, what? You have to wash your hands after you piss, man!" Like, it's crazy. Like, so I'm a bit wary of people as well. But I need to get out.
We need to get out. I need to get out.
Yeah, and my theory is, I think if they try to do a mad thing and say, "Oh, like we're extending lockdown," I think people are just gonna go.
People are ready for that, man. It's like I think, especially over the winter months, but like, as soon as that sun starts getting out, and it's like outside's much more appealing again.
I swear. Yeah. But February, and it was like sun outside. I was like, I might wear some shorts today. You know?
I might go park.
I might back the shorts out, bro. It's peak though, but fingers crossed we get through this, because I'm done myself. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm struggling now.
No, so yeah, I kind of wanted to get onto the headliners. Like, I think they're dope. You got like Party Next Door, Sean Paul, Bugsy Malone, Coffee. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to ask, like, yeah, why did you go with those guys, and like how do you think they're gonna do?
Yeah, so who we rolled over? So we rolled over Sean Paul and Coffee from
Coffee. I remember Coffee.
Yeah, so we booked Coffee just before she won the Grammy. So, and I think, like, even though she's like released a bit over lockdown, but I think she's got some.
She's still been a bit quiet.
Yeah. But I mean, I can understand. I think there's a lot of artists that have probably been quite quiet because they're kind of saving the material they've been sitting on for times where they can go out and make the most of their tour, sort of thing. So I mean, Coffee's a special artist. She's not someone whose stock value is going to go down. Even if like she couldn't come over this year, I'd still be like, let's have her in 2022, because I feel like she's just got so much talent that it's because she's going to keep giving and giving. So Coffee, big fan, loved her. I think she's going to do well this year. Party Next Door was an interesting one because we always try and book someone that's not going to be seen anywhere else on the scene. And I think Party Next Door is a really interesting artist for me because I didn't think that Wireless were going to go for him. And I think he's got a mad fan base. Like, outside of Toronto, I think it is London's his biggest audience.
It's probably if you're
a big
people as well.
So again?
It's probably because there's a lot of Caribbean people. Like, the Toronto-London connection is just like, because we kind of have the same slang.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that people really connect with his music. He's got some seriously big tunes. Obviously, he's the last person to do a tune with Rihanna. He's got a couple of like platinum records with Drake. So, and he's like kind of your artist's favorite artist, you know. So like if you're in that space, and as a songwriter, he's one of the most talented songwriters of our generation. I just think he's one of the most credible artists. And I think he also took us into another level with bookings, to be fair, because previously the international ones we've done have been like like T-Pains and Nellies and Shaggies and like throwback artists that are not as expensive as the ones that are current, but they've told a story about how we listened to music growing up. But I think Party is a booking that's taken us to another level, and I hope. And he's not been to the country since 2017, so it's the first time for a lot of people to see him. Hopefully, he brings out some OVO talent with him. You never know.
All I'm gonna say is that Party Next Door, his first mixtape, yeah, that was my bedroom project. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Huh?
That
Bro,
project was serious.
What the fuck, nigga? That's wild, bruv. What bedroom project? I don't even want to know, bro. I don't even want to know.
But who's like the dream booking that you'd like to have at the festival?
Dream booking. There's a couple of artists that I'm gonna book in the next couple of years.
You might as well just tell us now, because you know.
Exclusive.
I mean,
Exclusive.
exclusives. I mean, we obviously I think the dream bookings for me are the ones that I grew up listening to. So it's like the 50 Cents, the Missy Elliott's, those kind of like legends in this space. And I think but some of my favorite bookings have been the ones that we've caught just at the right time. So two of my favorite bookings have been, number one's been Skepta in 2014, because we kind of booked him for a fraction of the price that he was worth and he played on stage. But we booked him before Cambridge even knew who he was. Like he had not really shut down yet. He was like, he just had that moment with Kanye West at the Brits, and he just kind of like elevated grime into this next dimension that wasn't there before. So he was a special one. And then Jay Huss, we caught him as his first festival booking that season when he just dropped Common Sense. And like, it was just such a moment because it was like the sun was out, like people hadn't seen him in London. That album was obviously a number one. It was a proper body of music, and and he just did every tune off it. And I was just like, this is what I'm doing it for. So yeah, but I couldn't call who the next Hustle Skepta is going to be at this stage. So like, yeah, dream booking, yeah, the Missy Elliott's or the 50 Cents. But obviously, I would probably want to book someone like Drake as well.
Drake would be sick.
Just
50 Cent to go.
Yeah, no, and I was even thinking like, I said this to someone recently that I thought if the festival season was on like last summer, like Partially would have done a mad thing because he had the songs loading to like our festival ready basically.
Yeah. We had him on the lineup a lot for last year.
Oh man,
yeah,
peak, bro.
I know. Well, he's on the lineup again this year. We rolled him over because he won't go nowhere. I think this year I'm excited for him. I'm excited for Abra, who dropped some serious bangers over the last few years. And we always do special guests in it. And there's a couple of special guests that are coming out with a few of these artists, and I'm just like, I just need to see those tunes live. I don't even want to. I can't.
What are the name of those special guests, please?
This guy trying to catch me out. There's
no, but we'll wait.
Yeah,
we'll wait. But that's sick though. That's sick.
But yeah, kind of like to kind of like draw things to a close. Like like what is there anything else you want to announce or like kind of just leave with the people to simmer on before the festival comes?
I mean, move fast. The tickets are selling so quick. I've never seen anything like it. Like we usually sell out like the day before, but at the moment it's moving mad. Everyone's clearly ready to go and party.
What's the date for your next one? Sorry.
18th and 19th of September. So we're the way to close the summer. It's that, like we're having these Indian summers where it's hot in September now. So you're in safe hands with us.
Like even last September was quite warm as well. Actually,
it's warm, innit? Yeah, on average, it's the same as in June. So,
and do you do like any kind of do you basically have to live in the area to go, or is it a case?
Not at all, man. It's from London. It's 50 minutes on a train from King's Cross, and there's free shuttle buses straight from this train station to the festival site. So it's like going from north to south London. Like, it takes me longer to get to Peckham from where I am in London than it does for me to go to Cambridge. So it's effectively local, and it's like, it's a lovely city, man. If you've not been before, very chilled, and it's just good vibes. So yeah, get your tickets. We are selling quick.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and if by any chance you want to fling over a couple press passes
I got you,
Wow.
man. You
to
know
the
this
man them,
every
to the
year.
man them.
Yeah, if a few fall off the back of the lorry,
Yes.
just let us know.
Just
You know.
I'm
couple,
gonna
you
swap
know,
a pest pass for one of your t-shirts or a tracksuit. Actually, see if you can.
Oh yeah, no, they're loading.
Loaded. All right,
They're
cool.
loading, yeah.
But yeah, no, safe for coming on, like
Thank you
proper
very much.
appreciate it.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you. And yeah, make sure you're down. I'll sort the tickets out.
Okay, safe man, I
Jeez.
appreciate that.
Yes. Well, Denzel, you were right. That's good to bring him on, bro, for the
Oh
tickets. Well done.
yeah.